Club path is more important than club face. After today's video, I'm gonna have you convinced of that. I'll explain the club face, I'll explain the club path, I'll explain how the club face and the club path work together, and then I'll give you my 4 reasons why club path is more important than club face. Now we're at the office today, and that's for 2 reasons. 1, this is happening. And 2, this is a concept. Watching me hit range balls isn't gonna help you understand this concept. It happens too fast. So we'll slow it down, and we're gonna drill it into your brain so the next time you're out playing, you'll understand exactly what's going on. Now let's dive into this. First up, this is your club face. Your club face determines your initial starting direction, or about 80% of it. Where this is pointed at impact, when it contacts the golf ball, is where that ball is going to start out. You leave that face open, and you hit this ball, it's starting straight away from the face. You close it and you hit that ball, it's starting left. You keep it square and you hit the ball, we're starting straight away. So yes, the club face is extremely important when we're hitting golf shots. It will start your ball into that direction, whichever way it's faced. You need to control this if you want to have better golf shots. So how do you control that club face? Well, I always say it's like a screwdriver. This is not a screwdriver, but you get the point. When you're holding the golf club, turning your hand like this, like a screwdriver, will determine how that face is coming through. So every time you make this motion, if I'm closing, this club face is going to close with it. If I leave it open, the club face stays open. Using your hand like a screwdriver is going to control that club face. Taking your hand and flipping it, which is how people like to try to close the face, isn't going to do that. Flipping your hands is simply just going to create bad mechanics. Ball's going to go anywhere. So when you're controlling that face, just use it like a screwdriver. The big takeaway from this one, when you hit the golf ball, always pay attention to where that ball starts off. A lot of people will hit and they'll say, oh, I sliced it. I left my face open, right? All this stuff. But watch where the ball starts. If you slice it, but the ball started left and then sliced, you actually hit it with a closed club face. If you started it to the right, the club face would be open and the ball would start off to the right. This is so important and a crucial part of the swing that a lot of people just don't pay attention to. Watch every shot because you can learn so much after that ball leaves the face. On to swing path. So why is swing path so important? Swing path will determine 80% of your spin. So your arms control your swing path. It's kind of like the highway that your swing is taking, right? So you're creating this line and that's the direction that your swing is going, right? So your arms, depending on which way they're going through, that's going to determine your swing path. And your spin's going to be determined, which we'll talk about in a second here, on how that relationship works with the club face. All right, so how do they work together? I'm going to draw it out for you because I think that's the easiest way for you to see it. We use black for club face, we use blue for club path, and then we'll use green for ball direction. So let's say you hit the ball perfectly straight, which I think is impossible to do. I could probably do it, but I'm just not. If you hit it perfectly straight, the ball started straight and had 0 spin. This is how it would look, okay? You'd have your club face would be completely square to target, your club path would be swinging through, and the ball would leave the club face and stay straight. Okay? Straight shot. I'm going to keep the club face square for these next 2 and just show you how the path changes that. And I am terrible at drawing. All right, I'm going to stick with just hook and slice for now. Okay, so here you go. Here's the hook. Square club face, as square as I can draw. Your club path is now coming inside out of the square face. So your ball is going to travel straight initially, and then it's going to hook. It's traveling straight because of our square club face, and now it's hooking because of our club path. Vice versa, hitting it straight at target with a square face, but our path now is coming over the top, outside in. We're starting the ball straight, then we're slicing from there. So do you see how your club face will determine where the ball starts and why this is so important to watch every single golf shot and see which way it starts, which way it spins. You can learn so much from your shots. Let's take it one step further. Okay, target's here. Here's an open club face. Here's our swing path, and here's our direction of our ball. no spin. Why? Because the club face is square with the swing path. This I put in because that tells me it's 90 degrees. I have no idea how to write this. Should this be a square? I don't know. It's saying, it made a T. That's what it did. It made a T. So we made a T. So because it's a T, there's no spin off of this, right? It's going to head straight off to the right because our club face is determining that. So see, same swing path, but because the club face has changed, it changes which way our ball's headed. No spin because we hit it perfectly teed up to our target, not our target, out to this direction. Where in this case, the path is the same, but the club face is square, which is why we start it straight and we get that spin. So when people talk about why they slice, and they'll say like, I left my face open, or I came over the top, right? It could be partially true. However, the face is determining your starting point and your swing path will determine that spin. So I feel like the common misconception is your face is open, so that's why you sliced. Everybody relates those types of comments to a neutral positioning, right in middle, right square. But you can have a closed club face to your target and still come way over the top of the ball to start the ball left and then slice it. It doesn't necessarily mean your club face is open when you're slicing. It means your club face and your club path have just worked together in one way or another, which is why I say watch the ball flight. It'll tell you everything. All right, my 4 points to convince you why swing path is more important than club face. Number 1, you never truly hit a straight shot. We're always trying to bend a shot one way or another. Yes, the idea is we're gonna hit it straight. We wanna hit it straight, but you never are. So if you could control your swing path, you can at least know the direction your ball is going to shape. Right to left, left to right, whatever it may be. That's number 1. Number 2, most beginners don't rotate their hands how they should. So when I'm working with people that are starting out or struggling along the way, I work on swing path with them. If their hands aren't rotating a lot, what does that mean? It means the club face is fairly square already. So the swing path needs to be in line. So I always try to get them swinging on the right path so it's headed in the right direction with limited spin. That's number 2. Number 3, swing path can cause huge misses. If I leave my club face open 2-4 degrees, so I go from here to just slightly there, I might be missing my target, 5-10 yards right of target. However, if I go 2-4 degrees on my swing path being off, if I'm not coming straight down and I'm slicing it down, now I've just created a big slice. So not only did I just miss it 5 yards, no. Now that I'm off on my swing path, we've missed it 15-20 yards right of where we need to be. Your swing path needs to be in line with that club face. And you could start having more predictable misses. I mean, that's what golf's all about. It's about being able to predictably miss where you're going to hit the shot. This is why all the tour players are always playing a fade or a draw. Nobody's trying to hit it directly straight at it until we get to scoring clubs, which leads me to number 4. The 4th thing about swing path being more important is when I get into my scoring clubs, my wedges, my 9-irons, well, guess what starts to slow down? My hands slow down. And I'm more concerned about the control that my club face is making being directly towards the target. So when I want my target or my club face square to target, the club path better be on so I can hit those shots close. Swing path is so important if you want to start shooting low. Now I do have an outside video that touches more on this topic right there. But until next time, remember, golf is easy. If you just understand swing path is more important, you can stop making it hard. I am the Ick.